Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of
Nobody.
toad suck, when does that even go on? Has that happened already? April, right?
It's
May?
May. It's May. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like the first weekend of May. Maybe.
I
Maybe
have
the second weekend.
tragic news. I
Let's
think I
hear
got
it,
to get
dude.
my wisdom teeth pulled soon.
Bro, it's funny you say that. I think. I think I do too.
I have the worst pain in my jaw right now. And
Yep.
it's right where those teeth are. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I can see them growing in. But there's two versions of the wisdom teeth
Hold on. Time out. So you can see them growing in now.
currently.
So you're 26 years old and you're just now seeing your wisdom teeth. Because mine have been in there
Yeah, look at
for a
those fuckers.
while.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure they've been there for a while. But I think what happened is I think they just like grew a little bit more recently. So they just broke through skin. And now it's like just hurting like a son back
It
there.
hurts. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that just passes pretty soon because I don't want to get them pulled. But the good thing is, so there's the erupting kind that just runs straight up through the gum like a normal
Hmm.
tooth. And then you got those guys that run sideways. And I think that's when you start running into a lot of trouble. But I do know that they are probably squeezing my teeth together, which is not good because I've already had braces. And I already know it's messing up with this tooth. I got this tooth that kind of sits back. He kind of
Yeah.
hangs out in the background. He's like,
Little
whoa.
scraggler.
Yeah, he just likes to lean back a little bit. He's like, lean
He's
back.
post.
He's
He's
just posted
posted.
up.
Yeah, he's posted up in the back.
He's posted up, but it's Thursday. We're just hopping on here to chat. I do have a few quick things right off the top. Apologies on last two episodes. I don't know if I want to release 49 due to the crunching of the ice and the sound of our audio in the background. And then 50, my video cut out at 45 minutes. Remember when I was
Did
like,
it
I think
really?
I remember when I was like, I think my video cut out.
Yeah.
So it did. So it only has your half, none of my audio either. So it's just your video and responses from 45 plus. So I might just chop that one into a short little quick ep, but I'm not sure. So I figured we could maybe do just what if we just wipe the slate clean and just do an October episode in the early weeks of November. And we can just recount everything that happened in the month of October. I turned 26. My fantasy team
Yay.
turned it around. We went 5 wins in a row. Just lost this past week. It is Thursday night, which we got Steelers Titans on right now, and I think
Can we
we're both cheering for Derrick Henry because I have him in me and Bill's league.
can we talk about fantasy for a minute?
Yeah, let's talk about it. A lot's been going on. A lot
Because
of chatting.
there's a lot of chatter that's been going on in our fantasy league.
Can I
And
give you a tip though?
yeah, what's up?
Don't ever bring up points allowed.
Why? Why, Dad?
It doesn't look good.
Well, but that's the point that I was trying to make though.
I
The point that I was
know.
trying to make is like you can't play defense in fantasy.
I know.
So your
I
points
know.
allowed is really just like so if you're looking at the point that I was trying to make, and that's why I sent the screenshot and without saying anything
Just no
was what I was
context.
trying to say is Carter was talking about who I'm playing him this week, so I know me talking shit, I'm gonna get karma and I'm gonna
No,
get
dude.
fucked in the ass.
Just beat his
But
ass this week. You got it. I think the thing about fantasy is I think it really is if you want to win, you have to have confidence in your squad. Because last week I talked down on my squad. I mean, I called it. I
and
was
you
talking to
lost.
Matt. I was talking to Mathis literally Saturday night. We had a little Halloween party at the Diamond Center, and I
Yeah.
was talking to him, and I go, you know what? My team's been doing so good recently that I feel like this next week everyone's shitting the bed. Everyone shit the bed. I had
Yep.
70 points.
I saw
Highest
that.
highest
You were
point.
hurting last week.
Yeah, highest point total, Lamar Jackson 13. Yikes. That is like it's crazy. I was just like I almost called
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna turn it around and believing in the squad again. We got Jerome Ford questionable. Zach Moss is in the flex. I'm running 2 Rams receivers this week because Christian Kirk's on the bye. You know what? We're gonna win. So I'm not scared. I'm
Well,
facing 2 times 6 and 2.
maybe there's some truth to that.
I think there is. I think it's really if you just have to because if you believe it, what's the answer?
Well, then I believe I believe that I'm gonna win out the rest of the
Let's
year.
state it right now. I mean, dude, I hope you do because that's what I'm
I'm gonna be
telling everyone.
8-6.
All these people start, dude. How many weeks have we played now? 8 weeks of football,
8. Yeah, we got 6 more.
and
6
everyone's like,
left.
"Yep, my season's over. My season's over." I'm like, dude, there's so many guys that could possibly just lose out or win out. Like, look at me for example. I went from basically, I thought I'm not gonna lose another week of football, and then I
Yeah.
lost one of my key running backs.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know
Well,
what,
and
I have the depth, but then my guys start shitting the bed. And what do you do then?
well that's that's so like in our league. So Carter was talking about how he has the hardest schedule, which
Which
first of all,
lies.
yeah. But the
That
point I was
question.
trying to make earlier,
Go ahead, and I'll go
so
in. Yeah.
yeah, so the point that I was trying to make earlier is that he's faced like there's only two other guys that have faced lower amount of points than he has, right?
Here's the thing.
And like,
It's
so I'm kind of like sitting there. I'm like, I don't understand how like your schedule is any tougher. Like you you've not faced you faced lower than everybody else. Like, so I don't understand how your schedule is tougher. But,
it
I mean,
makes
hey,
no
you do
sense.
you.
And then he's 5-3. I
Yeah, exactly.
completely expected to check the standings and see him at like 3-4. No, he's
No,
5-3, dude.
yeah, he's 5-3. Yeah,
Why are
why is
you
he bitching?
mad?
Yeah,
Quit
exactly.
being mad about
Well,
nothing.
what he's mad about is because I looked at his schedule, right, for the rest of the year. What he's mad about is that he's having to play like Clay like twice in the last 6 weeks.
Okay, cry
Which
me a
like
river. Clay drafted good twice. What do you want me to do?
yeah, exactly, right? Like I have to play you twice.
Exactly. Well,
Like you turned your season around. Like you
you,
absolutely like fucked me in the ass like
yeah, I could
when
have
we
been.
played this for earlier. Like
I was the laughing stock. And then, look,
yeah,
prime example. Yeah, I went off against you. I go 70 points against Clay. It literally
yeah.
could do, like, the
It literally
week could
yeah,
go any direction. And it doesn't
exactly.
matter
It's like
who you're playing. And here's the thing. He's like, is the schedule randomized? Dude, the NFL schedule is randomized. That's where the randomization comes. It doesn't matter who you play. Your team is different every single year. The schedule's different every year. So it's not like what are you going to be like, oh, well, I know the Cardinals play the Rams in week 3, and I
yeah,
want to play
yeah,
Clay that week because he has this player, and I know he's going to suck
yeah,
that week. Like, how deep are you going in on this
yeah.
schedule?
No,
It's
yeah,
literally,
seriously. And
it's a 12-man league. This is all I have to say. It's a 12-man league. The schedule is everyone plays everyone once. Okay, boom, that's 12 of your games. Okay, then you have to count for 3 more games. It doesn't matter who you play. I have no idea how the rankings are going to shake out. Yes,
yeah,
there's guys that
yeah.
are better at fantasy. There are guys that are better at fantasy, yes. But I have no idea, and neither does anyone else in the league. Like, when you draft a team, you have no
Well,
idea. Literally, you could
yeah,
think, like, beginning of the season, for example, we have guys projected number 1. Boom, second week, they're projected 12th. I went from second
yeah,
projection to literally dead last. Like, I don't
yeah.
understand why he's like, I always have to play the top 3 teams. Like, what are you talking about? Like, okay, maybe just the
If you think about it,
rankings.
everybody has to play a top
Yeah.
3 team. So
And
like
here's the
get
thing.
over it.
The you don't start double playing people until the last 3 games. And so
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well then, dude, that's just how the rankings are every season. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We have 12
Yeah.
guys in this league. We have about 8 people who I think are actually trying to win. And there's 4 guys who I think are just like here for the fun of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they show up every year is beautiful. I love everyone in our league, and I love all the effort that I'm seeing. And you know what? Maybe everyone's giving it 100%. I would like to think that. But then I see some of these people's teams, and I'm like, I don't know if you're giving it 100%. You know what I mean?
Well, there's something to be said too. Like you brought up the point that when you draft or whatever, like you don't know how things are going to shake out. Well, you don't. You're exactly right. Like you don't know how it's going to shake out. Like for me, for example, I had Mike Williams. Right, he was going to be my one of my core wide receivers. Right,
Yes. He was doing amazing.
got hurt like week 3.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Right, like
Braden
what are you
Leach.
going to do?
Leach was literally the guy who was like, you're never going to touch my team. Lost Nick
Yeah.
Chubb, Aaron Jones. It's like his whole team started just falling apart at the running back spot.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's a little down. He's making a comeback, but I mean, it's just like you never know what's going to happen. The year I drafted first, I took McCaffrey. His knee blows out in week 3. My season's done. I mean, I built my team around Christian McCaffrey. You lose your first round draft pick. All right, we'll see you later, dude. Because I mean, then it's like, obviously you can't draft a perfect team. It never happens. Either you always have that one guy that you drafted in like the 3rd round or like, one of those early picks, and he just sucks. You can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I drafted Cam Akers third.
It's just like Josh Allen. Like
yeah, Josh Allen.
It's just like Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen. Bro, there's like every other week he's throwing like fucking 5 interceptions a game, scoring like less than 20 points as a quarterback. But I mean,
what are you gonna do?
My options are Josh Allen or Geno Smith, and Geno Smith is consistently under 20. So it's like, well, I have to play Josh Allen.
And it's also one of those things where it's like, even if they are kind of not doing great, can you deny? Like it's the, like, I hate to say this, but it is the opportunity that they have to do good. Like Josh Allen
Well, that's
obviously
the
is in a
thing with
better like.
Josh Allen,
How stupid are you going to look when you don't start Josh Allen and then
and
he
he
puts
scores
a 50
35.
bomb? You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like, what are you going to do
yeah,
then? So you do
yeah,
have to just. There are times where, like me and Bill, for example, we have a lot of depth right now. And he sent me the lineup, and I was like, I like this lineup. It's great. But we have Derrick Henry on our bench. That's how much depth we have at running back. We have Jonathan Taylor, Brees Hall, and we got Derrick Henry. So I'm like, throw Derrick Henry in the flex. And we also have
yeah.
receiver depth. Like we got Cooper Kupp. We got Marcus Pittman Jr. No, that's not his name. Is it Marcus? What's his name?
I think it's
Michael
Yeah,
Pittman Jr. I don't know why I
yeah.
said Marcus. um, you never just know these guys' names. But I mean, seriously, like you can't not start Derrick Henry, even if he did have previous games where he only got, 3 points.
3 points. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like, how stupid are you going to look when Derrick Henry becomes Derrick Henry again, puts up
Yeah,
44 points? Like he could easily do that tonight. I don't even know what's going on in this game. And of course, it's on a replay right
He's not
now.
looking good right now,
You
but
don't think so?
he's
I think it's
no,
still
he's got
early.
4 points right now. Actually, you know what?
Oh.
It is so early, second quarter. We're hopeful he's gonna put up. He's gonna put up at least a 20 piece.
Well, you also
sure.
have, is Tannehill hurt right now? Because they're starting this D2 quarterback, which is pretty cool.
I have no idea.
Are you familiar with the story that's going on?
No, I am not.
I think this, don't quote me on this, but I think this is the first Division II quarterback to start in the NFL.
Really?
Yes, and he won his first game, I think.
Nice.
Name's
That's
Will
cool.
Levi. Will Levi, doesn't that sound like a D2 quarterback name?
It does sound like a D2 quarterback.
Sounds like he went
name,
to SAU. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just a good old boy.
Just a good
I
old
love
boy.
football.
I mean, and dude, he does he looks like a Division II quarterback when you see him. He's just got this full on, like, I just want you to imagine the most like basic white dude kind of shitty tattoo sleeve. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. It's like a bunch of crosses and clocks, and you're like, why is there clocks in there?
It's like he started. It's like he was in high school and he was like a decent quarterback in high school. He goes D2 or whatever. He starts hanging out with like the wide receivers and the running backs on the team or whatever. Starts building the chemistry there, and they talk him into getting these crazy tattoos that don't really make sense to anybody or to him. But yeah,
well, no, you know what I think it was? I think he was just a victim of the trends at the time. Because I mean, there's a lot of guys out there with the clock tattoo. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's like full on sleeve. You can see the gears turning, and then there's just randomly a clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's pull some of these up. Maybe we can pull some of these up. Also, you know what tattoo I hate more than anything? When people get a tattoo that makes it look like there's like bionic stuff under their skin, or like it's just their muscle.
Oh yeah, like they're a machine or something.
I think that is possibly maybe the worst idea you could ever have.
Is that
Jesus?
Is that the douchiest tat you can get? Probably. Is that what you think?
It's close. I think trees are pretty douchey.
Trees are douchey.
Like you know what I mean? When you go like on the forearm, yeah. When you put on like a whole forest on your forearm,
yeah.
I don't think
a
you
little
should.
mountain range in the background.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why I think. And I mean, I know you got a tattoo early, and yours, like, you definitely had some good thought on yours. So like you played it right. But I was gonna get some, Bible verse mountain tattoo, and I'm like, what? Like, if I had that on my skin currently, I would probably get a knife and carve it off. Just be like, we're done with this. We're not doing laser removal. We're just gonna go ahead and slice that right on off. I'm going to share my visual screen right now so you can just get a few glimpses of these clock tats. All right, you seeing it?
It is pulling up right now, yeah.
So this is mainly what I'm talking about right here. I mean, beautiful design work. Can you deny that that's not good tattoo work? No.
I can't even see it yet.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, it's still loading.
Dang. Freaking hotel Wi-Fi. We are like the kings of just poor internet connection.
Oh,
okay, here we go.
Yeah, no, it's a good quality. The detail looks good. I mean, it looks like a good tattoo, right? It's just
the clocks.
It's the thing. Yeah, it's what it is. It's the subject. You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe this comes back around. Maybe I get one of these. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo this weekend, actually.
Really?
Well, I always get one for my birthday. I've been doing that maybe like the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would just feel kind of bad if I didn't do it again this year,
What are you thinking about getting?
And that's the beauty. We don't really
You don't
know.
know. You're just gonna walk in there and tell
Well, usually,
Picotti to.
yes. I usually just snag a Cotty original. But here's the thing, and I think you could probably help me out with this. Do I go first forearm piece on my left arm where I have the most tattoos, right? And I could also flip that over to the right side where I only have one tattoo, maybe to kind of balance it out. But I'm like, I kind of
Yeah.
want to just like, let's start completing one arm. Why don't we? Maybe. But I don't know. Maybe I go with the other forearm. And then I also just like, should I add on to the legs? Because I went arm last time, so I'm like, should I go back down to the legs? What do you think?
I would um I would go legs. I think for me personally, and this is just how I see it, forearm tats are
They're risky.
they're risky. And it's a big commitment because everybody's seen that shit no matter what. Like
You're either
you
long
have
sleeve
to
guy or you're short sleeve, and then you're just
yeah,
here
or
it
you're
is.
short sleeve and yeah, exactly. And the
So it's
thing
got to
with
be
like
good.
yeah, exactly. And so like that's always been my struggle is like because I've always wanted a forearm tap, but it's a big commitment and like that's a noticeable spot. People are gonna see that shit forever and always. So
That's true.
because
That's true.
you don't want to be long shirt guy or long sleeve guy in the middle of the summer when you're going to work,
Well, you know
right? Because
what?
you're embarrassed of it or you don't want somebody to
I
see it
think
or
it's just
something like
like
that,
I
right?
think I'm fine with that. It's not that I'm embarrassed. I think it's just like more of I don't know, just if I can maintain like this image of just like I'm just like the most straight line guy in the
Yeah,
workplace, I think I would like that. But I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
dude, tattoos are getting so acceptable now in the workplace. You know what I mean? It's like people like got them on their freaking like chest line. I mean, that's just like a CEO's got it,
yeah,
you know?
and yeah, and they are becoming more acceptable. But I mean, you're right though. I worry about that part of it too. Like professionally, like I don't know, like you never, especially in our line of work, like you never know who's, you never know, like when you walk into a room, who you're gonna go like meet and what
Well, I mean,
they're
that's
all
true.
about, right?
I mean,
So
it's like
it's
we
like,
could be in literally any state, in any city, and with any
yeah,
demographic. So it's like you just never really know
you
who you're
never
going to come
know,
across. And,
yeah. So it's tricky,
it is tricky. It is tricky. So,
you
but I
know.
mean, there is always like, that's why I think I've always decided, like, okay, say I do go down the arm, I'm just
Mhm.
sleeves guy. You know what I mean? And if people ask, I'm
Yeah,
like, I got a couple
yeah,
tattoos. I just prefer to keep them locked tight for the business side of things. Cause it's just like, you don't want to lose any sort of respect. You know what I mean? Just for like something that like you
exactly.
actually enjoy. You know what I mean? Cause then you don't want to feel stupid for something that you did when it's really
Rushing
not.
touchdown,
You're
Derrick Henry,
lying. You're
baby.
lying. I'm looking at it
Yeah,
right now. Let's
let's
fucking
freaking
go, dude.
go,
Let's fucking
baby.
go. I'm glad that we can celebrate that. That's kind of fun that I have another league where we have the same player, so we can kind
Yeah,
of
yeah. So
enjoy
we can
that
kind of
together.
root on the same people. Yeah, yeah. This is
And
nice,
that puts you closer to beating Chloe, which after his bitching this week, dude, I want his ass to be
dude.
beat, dude. I want him to be beat so bad. I want to beat him
Here's
again. I
the
hope I
thing.
play him again. Do I play his ass again? I hope so.
I don't remember, but here's the thing about my team is yet to put it all together, like all at the same time. I'm hoping like I have one of those weeks very soon where it's like they all just decide to set it off. It's not like one guy,
You
you know?
know, every guy deserves that in his fantasy season. Just one week where you go off and you just know no one like you're not beating me this week. There's no
Yeah.
way. You could have the best week of your
Like
life.
like when Brett beat the shit out of me this year, when I played Brett this year, he scored 180 points on me or something like that. He had like everybody just figured it out that week on his team
Yeah.
and absolutely demolished me. And it was like I literally looked on Sunday, like midday Sunday, and I was like, yeah, there's no way. So
I gotta brag on
it's kind of
myself
like
a little
the go
bit.
ahead.
I think I have put up 170 twice this year.
Hell yeah, you did it against me.
Okay, I put up 167 week 4 against the Green Bowl. And then I put up no, I only put up 147 against you.
Oh,
Oh, week 7, I put up 174 on Mills.
ah, that's right.
Absolutely
Yeah, because you were worried.
slaughtered
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
look at this line. 40 out of Lamar, 16 out of Checo, 17 from Ford. Cup even had a terrible week. So if he has a good week, it's a whole different story. But Kirk with 19, Travis Kelsey went 35, Nakua 23, 11 on the defense, and my kicker even only had 4. So that could have been a vicious week. If I have my kicker's actually
Mm-mm.
good. I have Dallas's kicker. Dude's been like lights out for me.
Well, that's I got Bucker because he's a safe guy,
Dude, he gets
right?
respect in KC too. I was
Dude, I
just
know.
there with the fam, and we go to
Yeah,
their sports stores out of there. They're called Rally Houses.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They got Butker jerseys in there, dude. You can get
Yeah,
a
bro.
Butker jersey.
Yeah.
And it's like in the
He's
same
the
rack as
truth,
like
dude.
it's like Kelsey, Mahomes, Checo, and then Butker. I'm like, you're lying to me. They got the
No, dude,
respect for
he's the
Big Bud.
truth, bro. Yeah, yeah.
But,
He's
I mean,
been
dude,
around. He's been
he's
on the
been there
squad for
forever.
like
He's
a
literally
long
only played
time,
there.
yeah.
There's no way he's played anywhere
Yeah.
else.
I don't think he has. I think he got drafted out of Georgia Tech to.
Oh, he's a GT
Chiefs.
kicker? Shout out to
I'm
Georgia Tech. That's
pretty
where I'm
sure.
basically at right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
No, he's a good kicker, bro, for sure. I'm interested to see Missouri's kicker, Mevis. He's the guy that hit that, that 62-yarder or whatever, 63-yarder.
That was pretty cool.
Record or whatever. He's gonna get drafted, and I'm interested to see what his NFL career looks like. Because, dude, you're talking about he's a college kid, and he's kicking that damn ball 63 yards or whatever the hell it is. Over
Dude,
60 yards. Like,
you gotta
that's
think,
crazy.
How much nerve control do you have as a kicker, right? You got to be the calmest dude on earth, right?
Yeah, you have to be.
You're almost like a pitcher, is what I kind of like, or a goalie.
Yeah.
I mean, life is like the game is on you at the end of the day. Like, if anyone's gonna blame anybody, because here's the thing: team could suck ass all game, dog shit.
But you can save them.
And then there's one moment in the game where it's like, if this guy makes this kick, you win the game. And then you miss the kick, they're like, you fucking lost the game for us. And it's just like, no, dude. How about the offense putting up 9 fucking points, dude? I mean, I don't know what you want me to do with that.
No, it's just like pitchers in baseball, right? Like no, there's no love for the kickers until you need them or until they do good for you.
Yeah, you get beat 3-1. It's like, all right, well, how about the fact that the offense scored 1 point?
Yeah, exactly.
Get on base.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Yeah, get on base. Yeah.
I hope these guys did 3 runs.
Yeah.
Best team in the league. Come on now.
Yeah.
But that's just the way of the game. I like how I think it's Pat McAfee. He's running a big thing now where he has guys come out. They offer him lump sums of money.
Game day, right?
Yeah, to kick a field goal, and they always miss it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let's go, dude. Fuck you. Don't get your money.
You think? Because, like, in high school, we would go over to, like, football fields and stuff and try to kick field goals and stuff. I think I've done it before.
Oh, I drag my toe every time and it hurts so bad.
Well, I don't think I've ever hit one outside of, like, 20 yards. But do you think, I don't know, like, you think somebody by now for this little, deal that he's running, like, somebody would hit one, right?
Oh, dude, they're,
how far are they kicking out?
Dude, they're selecting. They've got their eyes out there on the guy that they know is going to miss.
Yeah. They're probably asking people what their majors are, and when they're what's your major? Computer science. Yeah. We want you. Come here.
Here's what they're doing. They're finding a guy in khakis, a hoodie with a jersey over it, and a Bud Light in his hand. And they're going, hey, come here, buddy. I know you've said some dumbass shit before about kickers. Get in here and see if you can kick this football. And he's like, all right, dude, I got you. And then he just chunders. Some of them put off good chances, but I mean, they're kicking a 33-yard field goal. That is a boot. I mean, if you don't know how to kick, that's a field goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a healthy.
I think they should. But see, the thing is, I mean, they're putting $75,000 on the line. But even like, is that even a real number to these people? I almost got it. Almost pissed me off. So I was watching this thing, and it's probably all show, dude. I'm probably falling into just like, this guy's a paid actor too. But they're like, hey, dude, if you make this, you get $75,000. And then all these announcers are like, you know what? I'll do a $75,000 match. And then like they get his money up to, some ridiculous number, like $225,000. And then he misses it, And I'm just like, what if he would have made that? All of you guys are down $75,000. There's no way you can just take that on the chin. I don't care how much money you make a year. Why? Like, how stupid would you feel? Like, what? Like, think about all the things you could do for $75,000.
But you gotta think about this though, bro. Like, a bunch of those guys like are current, or not current, but former athletes that played professionally, made millions of dollars, that had endorsement deals on top of that also made them hundreds of thousands, if not millions. True. And they still have endorsement deals, bro, and they're still making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. $75,000, and then they're probably like, "Fuck it, dude."
In your opinion,
like, what?
Go ahead, finish up.
No. I'm just saying, like, I was just like, there's people out there like you're in Atlanta, for example, right? Have you seen a bunch of crazy cars out there? Have you paid attention to
Oh,
that?
dude, they love some cars out here.
They love some fancy
There's
ass
a
sports cars.
light blue, like baby blue G wagon. I've never seen a baby blue G wagon. Have you?
Yeah.
It's
No, I
crazy.
haven't.
Exactly,
But
and they just have one.
that's the thing. It's like some people, and it's not a large population of the world, but there's a population of the world that like $75,000. Well, like that G wagon. That G wagon's over 75 grand. It's like I think it's probably like $150,000 right
Yeah,
out the
those things are
gate. 120,
probably.
$150,000.
What are you putting on the G wagon? I'm saying 150.
I'm saying, yeah, I'll go 150
No,
on that.
125. 125.
You going 125?
Yeah.
I'll say 150.
Okay, let's say because they probably got different models, right? Let's say like, what are you saying? 150.
Yeah, let's say. Are
They're
you
gonna-
going base?
They're gonna give us.
you
They're
wanna
gonna
go
give us.
base?
They're gonna give us a range. I'm gonna say. Let's say low end. 125, high end 175.
I'll go low end 125, high end 200.
Okay.
200,000.
Watch us be so fucking wrong. Okay, we're not the worst off. I actually was pretty damn close. Okay, look at this. The 2023 Mercedes-Benz G550 starts at 139,900. Okay.
Yep.
Then the high performance Mercedes AMG G63 retails for 179. I was pretty close.
Did you see the 4x4 squared is 349?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do have some different models. So I was definitely close with my guess, but you were like, they do have them up there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. You're not going to believe this. I just looked this up. The first listing is that baby blue Mercedes that's at the place in Buford. I'm literally about to share this just so you don't think I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, shit. What's that dealership called out there?
Look at that. Look at that.
Fuck, what's it called? Hold on. It's not loaded yet. Come on, baby.
It's up on mine. Damn, I hope it loads for you soon.
Yeah. I see it. Yep. The
And
Mall
then they
of
got
Georgia.
look at the mint green 229.
Look at the 2022 right next to the baby blue.
Yeah, 368,
bro.
That one's got look, it's got some big ass tires on it. Do you like those cars? You think they're cool?
G-Wagons?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
I think there's a point now where it's like, yes, they're very cool, but it's almost douchey if you have one.
Well,
Because everyone knows how much it is.
Here's why cars are a terrible investment right here. You've got this pulled up perfectly. Could not have a better example. The
Yeah, look,
2022,
30,000.
you have a $368,000 car and another car next to it that's what, 18 years old for $30,000.
But if you're buying one of these, I mean, you're not worried about the long term.
You're not worried about it. Yeah, you're not. But
you know what
still,
I mean?
it's a tenth of the price, bro.
And here's the thing. Most people, I guess, you know what? There are just normal people that get these. I don't know, man. And I guess, you know what's got to suck even worse? Maintenance on these has to just be a nightmare. I hate to be just, dad of the year on this.
Oh,
but
no, it is. Yeah.
maintenance has to be awful.
Oh, yeah. I would only have
not that they're going to break
G-Wagon.
down, but if it does break down, it's like, who works on these? There's some weird
Only
parts
Mercedes
in this thing.
dealerships.
Yeah.
But when you start getting the high-end cars like this, you start getting into not every dealership can maintenance them.
That's true.
So, like, for example, my mom has a Porsche. Okay, my mom has a Porsche.
I'm just kidding.
And I'm not trying to flex. I'm just saying that she has a
fucking with you.
Porsche, and there's the only dealership. Well, I don't think there's a Porsche dealership in Arkansas, but the only dealership that can maintenance it is Dallas. So she has to drive it to Dallas or transport it to Dallas just to get it maintained, which is crazy. It's ridiculous.
That is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. But the only way I'd buy a G-Wagon, the only G-Wagon I would buy is they had a 6x6 at one point. And that's the only one I would buy.
That's kind of cool. So you're saying it had 6 wheels?
Yeah. Yeah, it had 6 wheels. And it was pretty dope.
So that's
I
like
saw
basically
a video of it run around the desert, and I was like, dude, if I ever am rich as fuck, I'm buying one of those. I think you can only buy them in Europe, though. That's the problem.
All right, excuse my ignorance. 6 wheels. Are we talking 2 in the front, double in the back, or is it side like so when I mean double in the back, are they like width double or are they
Like a
length
dually?
double? Yeah. Is it dually style?
Not dually
Tank
style, so
style?
it's
Tank
tank
style?
style.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. It's
That
pretty
is pretty cool.
sick.
I'm not gonna lie,
You
that's
can
sick.
you
You
can
can't
buy
deny
actually
that.
where you're at, I used to see this there, it's called Hennessy. So Hennessy builds these trucks. It's like Hennessy Performance Sports, or it's something like that. I don't remember. It's some automotive thing that they make like these cool cars and shit. So there used to be a cool aftermarket shop or whatever, some kind of deal that like tricked out trucks and shit over by where you're at right now. And I used to see this Hennessy. It was this Hennessy Ford, and it was a 6x6 as well. Same style, not a dually, but tank style, right? And it was like it's like turbocharged and like all that
I like
shit,
that we're
bro. And
using
it's just
tank style.
yeah. But dude, it was sick as fuck. I mean, if I could have a 6x6 like in my truck, I'd do it if I had the money, of course. But
That would be sick. I mean,
yeah,
the more wheels, the cooler, right?
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, unless you're
give me
talking about a
100
dually.
wheels. Do you not like dualies? They are kind of annoying. They're just in the way of everything.
Dude, dualies are just so fucking wide, bro.
Why do you
Like
need
they're just
that?
wide. Well,
Like,
because
what is? Can you
it's
give me an actual
people.
purpose? Is it for towing?
It's for towing. Yeah, you can tow
Okay.
more with a
You got
dually.
the wide
Yeah.
base.
Well, it's you got the wide base. So like you
Can you
have
do the?
four
Can you do
tires in the back.
the? Sorry, I'm literally cutting you off left and right. Can you
No,
do
you're good. You're good.
the trailer that goes into the truck bed in yours?
Me? Yeah, yeah. I can do a gooseneck. Yeah,
That's cool.
if I got the gooseneck hitch and like all that
Right, you'd have
stuff,
to
but I
buy the
don't
hitch,
have one.
but you can put one in there, right?
Yeah, yeah. If I took the camper shell off and all that, yeah,
That's so tight.
yeah,
That is so cool.
yeah.
Let's see, man. I mean, I just honestly wanted to hop on here and just kind of like use this as like a phone call and just see kind of where it went, which it's been doing that mostly, which has been nice.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
like this actually. No
I know this
stress,
has
no
been kind of. I
pressure.
feel so less like low stress right
Yeah,
now, and I
yeah.
think it's because
We
we
should
really
start.
haven't. We didn't deem this as an episode, which is maybe this is how we just start hopping into these. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
looser than ever,
I agree.
and I don't know
100%.
why. And it's like every time,
I
like
don't know.
the past few recordings, and it's not. I think it's because we've been taking a little bit too long, not long, but we've just both been busy, so we haven't just been going weekly. So I kind of lost my legs a little bit, and then every time that we'd hop back in, I'd be like, "Okay, I have to really focus on doing this," and I'm like, "No, you
Because
don't."
we were trying to make a good episode.
Yes, I was
Because there
trying to
was a
cook up a
gap,
good one.
right?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
let's make
yeah.
this one
We
like a
just need to.
heater. No, we
It's
just gotta
like
hop
this
back on here and chat.
psychological. Yeah, it's a psychological shit. We gotta get through.
No, dude, we're cooking with gas right now. I did want to check in food truck wise.
Yeah.
What's up? I know we got what was it? Was it not permitting? What were they? Where were they coming at you for?
Dude, god damn it, bro. They um basically, so I'm not trying to get, this isn't really political. I hate government. Just hate government, just period.
Well, it's like,
But
why
the
are they
city,
trying to rule you like this?
exactly. The city government is the worst. So I heard they told me that like around 6 months ago, over half of the food trucks in Conway were completely unregulated, meaning that they didn't have an inspection from the health department from Arkansas, like the state health department. They didn't have tax permits and stuff like that, or
Right.
they didn't have a permit from the city to operate.
It's
And
people
so,
with a
like over
trailer and a square cash thing or whatever they're called, and they're just like, we're just gonna sell food out of this thing, right?
pretty much,
Yeah.
yes. And they're 100, and they were just unregulated. So the state came down on Conway, right? And so then the city started coming down on them. Well, the thing about it is like they're asking people to, and they're asking, like right now, they're asking me to spend a bunch of money to do business to do business in the city,
That's so
right?
dumb.
Which like like, and they keep saying, and the problem is I wouldn't have any problem spending this money and doing it if they could give me a real reason, right? But I keep asking them, why is this a requirement? Like, what's the deal with this? And they keep saying, oh, well, the city requires it. And I say, okay, that's fine. The city requires it. So tell me why.
Can you
What's
get
the reason
some?
behind
Is
this?
there some way to like loophole them with being like, I'm in the business in a business parking lot, and this business has no problem with me being here. Mind your own
So,
business.
so what I'm doing now is I'm talking to the city utility company, Comet Corp. So I'm trying to talk to them to get them to come out and give me some kind of piece of paper that says I don't need this valve. Now I've already
Right.
paid for this valve, right? It's
Oh,
500 bucks. I've already
are you
paid
dealing with
for
like
it.
plumbing codes and stuff like that right now?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
annoying.
And so I've already bought this valve, which sucks, right? But if Comet Corp tells me I don't need it, then I can sell the thing and get most of my money back, right? It's a
Right.
$500 valve. Like a valve is a valve. It's still good, right? I've
Well,
used
do
it
you know
literally
what exact
once.
valve it is?
It's an RPZ valve.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And
literally.
so our commercial building, though, the place where I'm at, it's a commercial building that has an RPZ valve. So there's no reason to take an RPZ valve and put another RPZ valve
Oh,
in
because
the line.
the line that you're tapping off of is already RPZ'd. Yeah,
Exactly.
that is true. Because I mean,
And
you're
so when I
just a. That's weird, man. Yeah, that's
yeah.
strange.
And so when I asked the city about this, the inspector, he said, "You got to have this. It's a city requirement." And I said, "I understand, but why do I need to put an RPZ valve to an RPZ valve?" And he said, "The city requires it." That was what he said. So I bought the fucking thing. I got it over here. He came over, he inspected it, he took a look at it, he checked off my sheet. He said, "Yeah, you're good to go." Well, then that ticked me off though, because he literally just walked over, he pulled up to my truck, and he saw that I had the RPZ valve, and he just check marked me. It was like, "You're good." He didn't check to see if it worked. He didn't even check to see if it was like a real thing, right? It could have
You
been
could have bought a
fucking
plastic
broken.
RPZ valve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaking, you could have
Exactly.
put a piece of paper with a printed out picture of an RPZ valve up there.
Pretty much. He didn't
That's
touch it.
annoying.
He literally just saw it, says, "Yep, you're good." Checked me off and left. And so that ticked me off. So I'm like, "You're really not checking anything. You're just making sure that I'm complying with what you're saying." And that rubs me the wrong way. And so I had the fire marshal come out too. And the fire marshal says, "Oh, I'm not passing you because you need a class K extinguisher." Well, in the checklist for the city, it's for grease fires,
Yeah.
right? And so for the city, it says that you need a class K if you're capable of frying food. Well, I don't have a fryer.
Oh, you're not like grease frying.
I'm not frying food. Yeah. And so I told the guy, I said, "But I'm not frying food, so why do I need this?" He goes, "Oh, it's a city requirement." And I said, "I understand that you said that, but the city says if I have capabilities of frying, I don't have capabilities of frying. I don't have anything that's frying, and I don't fry anything, right?" And he said, "Oh, it's a city requirement. I can't pass you." And he got in his truck and left. Well, so then I'm calling around trying to get a Class K fire extinguisher, and it's $300 fucking dollars for one of these fucking things, right? And on top of that, he reminds me before he gets in his truck that by 2026, January 1st, 2026, I have to have a fire suppression system in my overhead vent, which fire suppression systems run anywhere between like $3,000 to $7,000, right? So let's say average $5,000, right? Because
Yeah.
that's in the middle, right? And so I called the city, the permits department, who's the holder of these tickets, right? And I talked to them for over an hour, and I was just like, "Give me the reason." And they were like, "Oh, well, I don't know the reason. You got to talk to Colway Corp." I talked to Colway Corp. They say, "Oh, well, this is on the city. It's not us, right? They hold the permits." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but they're saying it's your issue." And they're like, "No, it's not our issue." Okay. So then I go back to the city. I'm like, "Hey, like, what about this? What about that?" And like all this stuff. And they're like, "Oh yeah, like we don't know, we don't know." And basically, the person that I was talking to in permits, she said she didn't know a damn thing about any of it, and she told me I need to go to city council and talk to the mayor about it. And I said, "Okay, fine." So that's my next step, is I'm going to go talk to city council and the mayor and just be like, "You're making shit up. There's no validity to any of this. There's no logic behind this. Even if I have an RPZ valve, who's to say that I'm using it?
Yeah.
You're not here watching me fill up my tanks,
I just
right?
don't
What if I'm borrowing
see.
this RPZ from somebody else and I'm giving it right back as soon as you leave,
Right.
right?" And they're making special requirements or they're making exceptions for people that I know of for sure because I've seen it, and the inspectors have even talked about it with me. Is that they're making exceptions for people that have already been established, but they're not making those same exceptions or treating it as a case by case basis for new businesses. So basically, if you were established before 6 months ago, you can do whatever the fuck you want almost.
You're kind of getting
Right, within
grandfathered
reason.
in.
You're getting grandfathered in, and you don't have to follow these same rules and regulations. But if you're starting now, and again, I understand if you get grandfathered in and you're not having to renew your permit yet, but you have to renew your permit every year.
Right.
So technically, if when you were still under your last year's permit, if these rules were put in place as you were holding your permit, then when you go to renew this time, you should follow the same rules as I do, right? And have to do the
Right.
same shit that I do. And so that's the whole ordeal right now. That's what's going on with that. But basically,
Are they saying
the
you can't
city
operate, or
says,
can you at least operate?
well, so that brings up another point. So the city says that you can operate for 14 days within the city limits without one of these permits. I'm technically under that, and I'm just going to keep running. And if I go beyond the 14 days without having the permit while I kind of figure this stuff out, kind of fight this a little bit, I mean, what are they going to do? Come over here and be like, "Hey, we got to shut you down today." Like, there's no you can't do anything to me. Like, and that's saying that they would actually go and do something. Like I said, like 6 months ago, they found out over half the trucks weren't regulated at all. Well, 6 months ago when I was driving around, I didn't see any of these food trucks closed, not operating.
Yeah.
So I'm calling their bluff. I don't think they're really going to do anything to me. It's just how
Trying
many
to
hoops
scare
are you
you.
willing to jump through? Yeah, yeah. So
Interesting.
it's been interesting. I know. Yeah, I know. I just like
No.
threw out a lot there, but
No,
I mean,
that was kind of nice.
It's fucked up.
That was fun to learn about, because I mean, seriously, I mean, I'm curious at least. I don't know people that are listening to this, but I think if you've been following the food truck saga, it's definitely interesting to hear about, because I think a lot of people have that idea. Like, what if I started a food
trucks?
truck? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I think like seeing this behind the scenes kind of like, oh, you think it's freaking
It's not
easy to
all
hop
fun and games,
into? Like,
dude.
it's not just
Yeah,
all like it. I mean, you're
yeah,
basically
no.
running a restaurant out of a trailer, and they're gonna
Mhm.
try to kind
They try to
of
get you.
they're gonna try to like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why
And
do you think it's
I'm talking about the city, bro. Like I've not even talked about the fact that like so we opened this food truck or whatever, and there's another breakfast food truck in town or whatever, and they're like trying to make stabs and jabs at us on social media, and they're like
Oh,
trying to
no
copy our
way.
shit. Yeah, yeah, like
You're already getting hit with some restaurant beef?
first fucking weekend, bro. And
No
there's like Facebook
way.
groups and stuff that we're on to like try to promote. They promote food trucks, and like we're on them, and they are admins to this group. And so like we'll post at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning when we first open up, and they won't approve our posts, but they'll approve other people's posts in their own post all day, and we get approved the last hour that we're open. And so like I've not even thought about the whole competitive side of the whole food truck thing. Like it's
It's
turned
real
out to be,
deal.
I didn't think it'd be like that. Yeah, but it's shaken up to be like that. So
That's wild.
yeah. Yeah. Who would
This
have
is
thought there'd be
like
food truck drama?
this has turned out to be a whole lot more, I guess, eventful
Oh yeah.
than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought it would just be like, okay, he opens it, we'll discuss, like the week to week business and kind of the progression of kind of it getting spread through the city of Conway, I guess, and seeing kind of how it takes off. But I mean, I will say this: your stuff looks great. It looks
Appreciate it.
really good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I have heard multiple comments of others saying the same thing, and just straight up legitimate feedback of people who have tried it. So
What's
you're
the
doing a good job out
legitimate
there, man.
feedback? What's that been? Is it
They said it
good?
was good.
Bad?
No,
Okay.
they said it was great.
Okay. Good.
And dude, I
Good
mean,
deal.
I will say, you even surprised me whenever I saw the waffles for the first time. I was like, those waffles look great. Very uniform.
Yeah.
They've been good.
Yeah. They do.
Got,
They do.
you know what I mean? So
I've figured it out. So I figured out just the perfect mix to everything to make it all come out to be like that. So
I know you just mentioned that you aren't frying anything, but have you thought about going the obvious route of frying some chicken?
So we have as maybe a special from time to time. We've not put a lot of stock or thought into it though. The big problem with food trucks, and this is something that I don't think a lot of people think about either, is like when you're in a food truck, you're in a food truck. That's the only space you have.
Right.
So there's not a lot of room for extra stuff. You kind of have to like keep it lean and keep it, or at least that's the way that I'm looking at it is, hey, let's keep it lean. So like for the chicken, for example, like if I think it's viable or not viable, but if I think it's advantageous for us to do it at some point, then yeah, it'll be worth getting a fryer in there, right? But if not, then I don't know if the risk, like I have to weigh out the risk versus the reward because if I put a fryer in there, I'm taking up, precious space, right?
Right.
Because there's not a lot of space
I thought there was a
to operate
frying
in.
space in there already.
There's a table. There's a couple of tables, but the table that I have, the waffle maker pretty much, or waffle iron, whatever, pretty much takes up that entire table.
Okay.
So it'd be hard to put something in there. I'd have to probably get a tabletop fryer instead of like
Right.
a legitimate fryer, right? So
What all are you making as of right now? Is it sausage and bacon or just sausage only?
so we do sausage, bacon, eggs, and that's what we cook on the griddle right now. I mean, we do waffles obviously, and we do little sweet waffles and shit like that.
Are you mostly the grill master as of right now?
No, we kind of tag
Rotate?
team
Kind of
that one
rotate?
actually. Yeah, yeah.
How's I guess you've never I mean I guess your whole life has been a little bit of customer service, but this is your first true where you have to just be nice all the time. How are
Yeah,
you liking being a
yeah.
cashier and being, doing the whole hey,
So
how's it going?
I've done very little of that. I've let her kind of take over because,
Do you have a customer
like, I'll
service
be
voice
honest, like,
yet?
I don't know, and that's part of the thing is like, I don't want to be that guy, right? Like, I've talked to people, I've come out of the truck and like talked to some of the people that are there and like asked them how it was and thank them for coming by and stuff like that. But I have to be in the mood for that. Just because like it's stressful, right? Like I've put this money into this truck and all that stuff. So I'm constantly, as people come and go and as I'm doing stuff, I'm thinking about dollars and cents like the
Right.
entire
I mean,
time. So
you're
like
you're
I
a
don't,
businessman the whole time, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. So I don't really, yeah. So I have a hard time with that, right? Switching over to that real quick. So I let her kind of take care of that. So
Well, it's very fun watching you start businesses for sure. It's very
you want to
inspiring.
start
I
one
hate to
with me?
be a little BG real quick, but it's very inspiring and just like to watch you like tackle things that you just have no idea about and just
It's
like
been fun.
dive right in and just kind of nail it. And
It's
I mean,
it's
people like
been it's been
don't
fun,
think
but
about how hard it is to probably just start a business like that.
it's been fun. It's been challenging, right? Like
No,
I've
no
said with like
doubt.
the
I
city
mean,
and like people, the competition and stuff like that. It's been challenging, but it's been fun, I think.
I mean,
I've learned a lot, honestly.
it's
Just about the
very
food business, right?
well.
So,
That's the thing. Is like not that cooking is easy, but making the idea of like, okay, let's sell this item. Okay, that's easy. You
mhm.
pick an item. Okay, let's learn how to cook it. Okay, yum, that's good. Okay, now you have to figure out how to make that quick. Also, you have to figure out. I mean, like the fact that you learned all the permits, all the just the food safety classes you probably had to take. I mean, you kind of had to go back to school for a second, which
Yeah.
not a lot of people can gladly dive right into. So props to
I
you on
I said the hardest thing, and this is something that people don't think about. The hardest thing is okay, you have this and you've started this, right? And
right.
once you start it, then the question becomes now what?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you've jumped in
Right?
and it's
Yeah, you
going.
jumped
Okay,
in, and now what?
what's
Right?
next?
So how do
Or
you
not like,
make this?
or yeah, how does it unfold
How does this
for the long
progress?
term?
Yeah,
Right, right, right.
yeah. And then there's questions you have to answer too. Like I was telling you, like the competitive side or the beef, right? So I knew that they were a food truck, and I kept certain things off the menu. Well, they've started taking our stuff and putting it on their menu.
I say
So
you
now
fight
it's,
back.
do you go back? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you
And
say
that's what
okay,
we're gonna end up doing it,
okay, we'll
right?
serve a traditional
But
breakfast. You don't okay, well then
yeah,
we'll serve eggs, bacon, toast. If you don't want to,
yeah,
or we'll throw a bagel in there or something. We'll go crazy. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you can kind of do whatever, but no, it's been really fun to see it go from an idea to straight to. I mean, it's in the works right now. I mean, you're serving people on the streets.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So
Yeah,
yeah, no problem,
yeah.
dog. No problem. Got to give you props. I mean, I know you're inspired from the man himself, Big Bob. I know he's kind of the foundation of all this, but
He's loving it right now
oh,
too.
I
He's
know he
loving
loves
watching
watching
this
his
shit.
boy
Yeah,
just
yeah. He loves this
thriving in a
shit.
new space.
Yeah.
just
As soon as I say something about it, he's like, it doesn't matter what's going on or what we're talking about. Like, there's two things. So, like right now, it's the kid. If I say anything about the kid,
Oh, but
he's like, I get.
how ecstatic is Big Bob about? I like how Big Bob's alias is Big Bob on here.
he was he was a little. I don't know how to. He was a little reserved at first, and I actually talked to him, and this is kind of it was kind of a weird conversation to have, like with your dad. I
Well, I
guess
mean,
because you just don't
it's
really
the
think about it.
continuation of the gene pool. I mean, it's the
Yeah,
you've just continued the line
yeah, but it's
on.
so he was struggling with. He admitted that he was kind of struggling with his own mortality a little bit at first.
Hey, don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah. And so that was a weird conversation to have. But once he's starting to get over that, I think. And like now he's excited. So if I talk about the kid or the food truck, he is all ears, all eyes, all ears, and like full 100% undivided attention.
That's
It's
beautiful,
kind of
man.
weird. I've never had that before either, which is funny
Well, you
because
know, I
like people
think
always think like because I'm his son, if I call him or text him, like email him, whatever, boom, response. Hell no, dude. I called that guy like 50 times this week. I
yeah.
got 2 callbacks, bro.
Oh,
That's
dude, he's
it.
the hardest man to reach.
Yeah.
Hardest man to get a hold of.
Yeah.
No,
But
but I mean, I think I was just about to say, I can't wait till I get old enough to where you hit that point where you're just like, I just love everything. Life is great. I'm just going to absorb life as it comes at me. I
yeah.
want to hear everything about my children. I just want to
Yeah.
be present with everything. I'm just waiting for that. But right now, I'm just a ball of stress all the time. Nothing's ever enough. I suck basically 99% of the time. And I know it's not true, but it's just like, yeah, like we're just
Yeah, I
kind
was
of in
about to
that
say
point of time right now. And it's just like, it's just part
and
of it.
that's
And like I said, you will get to that point where you're just like, life's fine. I'm amazing. Life's great.
well, and like what's crazy is like so like I like the whole kid thing, like the kid's he's not here yet, right? But it's like you kind of you gain a new perspective almost immediately on like what has to happen and like what the needs are. Right? Because like now you're no longer thinking about even in the 9 months leading up to it, you're no longer thinking about for me like 4 or 5 months, but you're no longer thinking about like what do I want? What do
Yeah, it's
I
like, what
need?
is my
Right?
needs right now?
It's
You're like,
now
okay,
like
now it's,
yeah,
yeah.
now it's like how do we survive and thrive as a family? How do they survive and thrive like when they get here, right? And stuff like that. And it's like it's weird because like your conversations change and then how you look at some things kind of change too, right? Like for example, 2 weeks before I found out she was pregnant, I went and bought a guitar amp, right? Because
Oh,
I could.
that was right before that, wasn't
Yeah.
that?
I didn't
That's
have to
true.
think about it. I went and bought a guitar amp, and I was like,
Yeah,
cool,
that's nothing.
right? But now it's like, and before that, I bought an M1 Grand, right? And it's just like,
You bought an M1 Grand?
yeah,
Isn't
did I
that a
not tell you about
gun? Is that a
this?
gun, right?
Yeah, bro, it's right here. You want to see it?
No, dude, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Let's go. That's like a Call of Duty weapon. What the hell? Dude, you're a
I can't believe I
beast.
didn't tell you about this,
You're a
bro.
beast, dude. I'm so glad we're learning about this right now. See, this is why we just got to do this. Just like, why don't we just make this the phone call? That's why, like, when I texted you, I didn't say I wanted a podcast. I was like, I just want to chat, maybe record it. Because I was like, I don't feel like we would have got the gun talk right here. Dude's got the M1 Grand. My dude has signed up for the Call of Duty Modern Warfare right here.
Yeah, bro, this is it.
Oh,
This is
have
the
you shot
M1
it yet? Have
Grand.
you shot it?
No, I haven't, and that's where I
Oh
was
my
going with that. Is like I bought this M1 Grand, but I've not even got ammo because it's like super expensive. Because I'm
You're
like I'm worried about this
lying.
kid now.
Where did you get
Yeah,
it?
dude, I got it on an auction, bro. This is one of the first. It's you
Okay,
want to know the
so
serial number?
okay,
It's
so
nine.
so
It was the nine hundred
so
ninety nine thousand 898 M1 Grand produced.
okay, so when were these made?
This one was made in October of 1942.
You're fucking kidding me. Shut your mouth. You're
I swear to
lying to
God,
me.
dude.
You have a
I
World
swear
War
to
II
God.
weapon right now in your
Yeah,
hands?
yeah,
Oh my god, that is so sick, dude. You're gonna
yeah.
have
I
to send
know.
me a we get off here, send me like an iPhone full image of this thing.
Yeah, I
No,
will. I will, dude. It's
I had no idea you got the M1 Grand. Yeah, no
yeah,
wonder
bro.
the ammo's expensive for it. Like, do they even manufacture it anymore? Are you shooting all expired
No,
ammo?
they don't. It's so like there's still some surplus left
Has that
over
been
from
used?
like way back in the day. What do you mean has it
Is
been
that
used?
battle used?
So I don't know that they don't have the records on
Okay,
that,
that's cool
so I
though.
don't know.
That's kind
It
of
could
nice
be,
though.
yeah, but it may
Because it's
not
like, do
be.
you want to know if it's been used? Or I
I
mean,
do, yeah.
kind of. Yeah, you
I
do.
do.
Kinda
Yeah, I
know.
kind of want to know. Yeah.
Gosh, that is so sick. I mean, do you know what front they were using that on?
I'm guessing with the
More
style, like,
Western,
because
or do
it's
you think they were going straight with the Pacific as well?
no, I think it was in the European theater. I
Dude,
think
let's go.
because in the Pacific theater they used a lot of the like they called them the inland M1
Well,
Grands,
Pacific
and they
Theater
were a
was.
different shape.
I love how war locations are called theaters. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so crazy, dude. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, how like people look back on war is so insane.
I
Like they think of it
love
as like
war,
it's
bro.
beautiful for a second.
Yeah,
They're like,
I
that's
love
just.
talking about war too.
I mean, I
It's
think it's
like
just something that all like I think it like even like I know like I'm not even that into war right now, but I know it's gonna happen. I'm just waiting for the day where I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about some war.
let's talk about World War II real
Let's
quick.
talk about
You
it
want to
real
talk about
quick.
Korea? Let's
I
get into
was
Korea.
there's a guy I know from Fayetteville, and his story the other day was he was at this. There's a grocery store that's like a local grocery store in Fayetteville called the Co-op. And
Yeah,
he's like, I'm sitting here trying to study, but there's old men across from me discussing the civil war. I was like, why are they talking about the Civil War? Like, none of these guys are close to the Civil War, but they're just like, yeah, let's talk about it.
dude. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't tell you about the M1.
Yeah, I was about to
It's
say.
insane.
When did you get that?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Uh, shit, probably a little over a month ago, maybe.
The M1 Grand,
I think
dude.
I got it. Yeah, I think I got it in September.
So were you live bidding on this?
I was, yeah, yeah.
Let's go. That's
I was
so...
literally actually.
Were you like, fuck,
funny
fuck,
story.
fuck?
Well, no. So here's what happened. So this is not the first one I've ever bid on.
Okay.
So I bid on one, and it had records, and it was used in the European theater.
That's
It had
so-
records. It had all kinds of crazy shit, and
That's so crazy.
it was going for a lot of money. But I was like, I have to have this.
I have to have
I have to have this. I don't care what it costs.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing. That only goes up in value.
yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, unless
It's-
weirdly in the future people are like, fuck World War II. We hate World War II. There's
fuck guns.
and
yeah.
that might make the value go up too. They're like, this is a statistic artifact, and you're like, here it is.
Yeah.
I got it right here. And
So
you know it
I
works,
was-
right? They have like proof. They have like know for sure that it works.
Yeah, no, it
I
works.
mean, I guess like
Yeah, it
guns
works.
always work, right? That's the beauty of a gun, right?
Well, as
like-
long as I mean,
As
you
long as
gotta
the
make sure-
bullet works, right? It's kind of the bullet, right?
Well, the firing pin, right, still has to work, and like all the mechanisms in there have to work.
Well, I mean,
but
that's
they
what I'm saying.
work.
Like, as long as the hammer
Yeah.
hits the back of the bullet, and like
Yeah,
a
you're
revolver or
good.
something, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How does that
Yeah,
work?
yeah.
How do you cock that thing? Oh, let's go. Dude. That is so sick. What's the clip look like? Is it like a little box that goes down
So
in there?
I don't have one, but yeah, they had the end block. So you remember the ping off of like in Call of Duty? You remember ever playing like you heard the ping? Look it up on YouTube real quick
All right,
because
all right.
it's so satisfying, bro.
All right, let's look this up, dude. Dude. This has been
Or
like
make
the
sure.
most fun I've had on an episode in a while, and this is like not even an episode, which makes it even greater. The fact that you have the M1. All right, Call of Duty ping.
Just look up on YouTube or something. Just look up M1 Garand ping.
All right.
It'll pull up. People love this sound. I love this sound.
Freaking the FBI is going to be on me.
That's fine. dude.
M1 Grand ping compilation.
Yeah, and share.
I'm
your
going to share
screen.
my
That's
screen
fun.
so because I feel like I'm going
Yeah.
to need you to navigate me through this. All right. I'm going to go piss while this screen loads, all right?
It already loaded, but yeah, that's
Fuck.
fine.
Let me hop off for a second. I've had to piss for like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, that is so sick. Is that the ping?
That's the ping.
So does that happen every time you shoot it?
No, so what that noise is it's that end block that sits in there. It sits in there and it ejects it.
Okay.
Right, so it locks. So it locks and it ejects it out. Right, and that's the sound is the end block because the end block is made out of metal, and so when it ejects, it hits this little ping or whatever, and that's what you hear.
That
the
is
end block, the
insane.
clip getting yeah. Yeah.
So how long have you
It's
had
pretty.
this now?
I don't know, maybe a month and a half, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the timeline on maybe getting some ammo for this thing?
So I may have to reload my own ammo. Is what I've
Ooh.
come to the conclusion of. Yeah.
I guess that's
So
not
it's
the
kind of
worst thing.
no, it's an expensive endeavor either way you look at it because the ammo for it's not cheap if you can find it.
Yeah.
Because there's a specific type of ammo you have to have because it's so old. So like back in the day when these things were made and designed or whatever, like ballistics were different, you know?
Right.
So
Have you
yeah,
ever loaded your own ammo before?
I have not, no. This would be a
Super
new
easy.
experience for me.
So I
Have you done it?
Brandon does that.
Oh, okay.
And I
I was
can't
say, how the hell
remember.
have you done this?
Okay, so I it was whenever I got my gun, so we reloaded some 357.
Okay.
It was really fun actually.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you
Yeah.
just keep your casings, and
Yeah,
then he
you
has
keep
a
your
little
brass
machine that
and
goes through, dumps out the right amount of gunpowder. You dump it
yep.
in. You got a little thing that has the actual, I guess, what is that, the point or the
Yeah, you
head?
got like the primer and
The
yeah, you
primer,
gotta
yes, you got to do the primer, and
yeah,
then you like
you
do
gotta
this.
press and
It's
yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's very
That's pretty
stressful because
cool.
I have now shot the ammunition that I loaded, and my
Yeah.
biggest fear was like I fucked one up. No, I did because I was like, dude, what happens if you put like double in one of these? He's like, I'd probably blow your gun up, and I was like, well, fuck, dude. I was like, what if I accidentally like get off my sink and I like double load one for some reason? You know me, but no, that's super sick, dude. I had no idea you just bought
Yeah,
a World War II weapon. That's awesome.
yeah.
Because whenever you said that, I was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think I know what you're talking about because I did, out of all the Call of Duties, I played World at War and Black Ops. And I was like, I remember the M1 Grand being at least one of those. And I remember it at
Yeah,
least being in Zombies. It's like the first weapon you can buy
yeah,
in Zombies.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
remember being a big M1 guy. No, that's
Hell
super
yeah.
cool, dude. That's awesome. That's like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're just like the man of collectibles now at this point. You're just gonna be.
It's
I'm
the
just
only
waiting for.
collectible I have.
I
But
know, but I feel
yeah,
like
I
it's just
mean,
gonna start. It's gonna spark like the. I don't know. It's kind of like whenever I started getting old Polaroid cameras. Like I have two of the
mhm,
same camera basically, but the cool thing about them is one is from '73, so around the lens it only has little dashes, and then there's one
yeah,
from '74, which around the lens it has the actual like focus stops on it, so it has like I
yeah,
don't really know what the numbers themselves mean, but I think it's mostly it just is the amount of feet that you're away from the subject. But I'm like, at least they're different,
gotcha.
and I got them both
Yeah.
for kind of a steal. And I was like, you know what? Because they both were sold to me untested, and I was like, I
Mhm.
was like, I know they work. I think I've told this story before about the second one, but the second one we went in and I found it, and I had bought my first one from the store as well. And so I just I think it was probably from when I was working in Columbia. I just had like a random empty pack of film in my
Yeah.
car, and you can still like
Yeah, I do think I
you can
remember this.
test a
Yeah.
camera with an empty pack of film. So I was like, hey, do you mind if I test this real quick? And they were like, yeah, if you have your own film. And I walked in, they're like, why do you have that? I was like, you don't know that I bought a camera from here before, so the joke is on you. But I tested it, it worked, and I was like, all right, get fucked. But have you been playing the guitar a lot anymore? I've been kind of slacking.
I mean, yeah, I've not been playing it like every day, but yeah, I'll usually get it out once a week
I know
at
now that I'm on
least.
the road again, dude, I almost want to buy. Have you heard of a Baby Taylor?
I have, yeah, yeah.
So I used to have one. One of my dad's friends that he worked with forever ago, still his good friend, named Bum, sick name. Um, Bum Lee, what a beast. Shout out to Bum. Gave me a Baby Taylor. Just he was like, "Hey, this is a guitar that I have." He was like, "I'm just gonna give it to you because I've heard you're interested in learning the guitar." This was when I was, maybe 8 or 9. So played that guitar for forever. And one day, I think Dad was like, "Hey, do you still have the Baby Taylor?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I still have it for sure." He was like, "Hey, Bum kind of needs it back," and I was like, "Dude, let him have it." I was like, "I don't play the guitar anymore," but it makes me want to get another one. They're not too expensive, but they're good guitars and they're small. And I feel like it would be worth me to check it when I travel. It'd be like
Yeah,
$40 to check it. I think like it's not expensive to check a bag. You know what I mean? Not too expensive at least. Could I bill
yeah.
it like off the record here? Could I bill a checked bag?
No,
Didn't think so. But that's okay.
yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But no, I thought about doing that so I could bring the guitar on the road. Because I mean, like, dude, I love playing guitar, but I'm also like, do I want to be guitar guy in the hotel? Like, they're like, hey, freaking dude in
Yeah, I
304
tried
is
being guitar guy in the
playing the
hotel, and
guitar.
it's hard.
But it's like then
It's
you, I
because
mean,
like
I
you don't
guess
want to be too loud, you know.
yeah. But then you just go play on the street and hope people tip you. I don't know, throw the case open or something. And be like, hey, no. But I mean, dude,
Become your little side hustle.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I really was getting back into it, and I was getting kind of good again. And now I'm like, fuck, I haven't played in a while. So I'm like,
Mhm.
now I'm gonna have to like kind of go back through again. But no, I mean, you got the amp now, so you're playing on the amp a little
Mhm.
bit, which is
Yeah.
nice. What is
Yeah.
you're probably a little bit into having the Boss Katana. Was it do you wish you would have gone orange, or you're like Boss Katana's definitely the
I
move?
think Boss Katana is the truth for like
I'm thinking so
guys like
too.
us, you know,
For
because
just
like we can put because like you and I like you said, like we want to play and we want to be like able to like play pretty good, but like at the same time, like if here I'm gonna throw a scenario at you.
throw it at me.
If you had gotten a guitar, like an electric, and then you'd gotten the orange, you know, if you wanted like effects and all that stuff, would you go and buy and spend much money on like pedals and stuff?
Pedals. You know that's what you'd
Yeah,
have to do, honestly.
yeah.
And I
And with
think
like
so
the
there's
Boss Katana, sorry, go ahead.
no. I think you're basically leading to what I was gonna say, and I think I was just gonna prove even deeper that you're correct. I was gonna say I think pedals are more for guys who are planning on performing in the future,
Yeah,
which I don't think we are. I think we're just
no,
purely hobbyist on this, which I
hobbyist.
think that's
Yeah,
why the Boss Katana gives us a little more, okay, we don't have to buy pedals if we don't want to, but say, hey, we want to dive into pedals a little bit. The amp still works with
hmm
the pedal setup. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So no, I think that's definitely true. I think for both of our sakes, I think one of us has to get an ES at some point and
hmm
just get the old semi hollow because I'm super excited about that. But have you seen the Fender Acoustasonic or something is what it's called?
Don't know if I
Dude, it
have.
it looks like an electric, so it's shaped like an electric guitar, if this makes sense. Shaped like an electric guitar, like a Stratocaster almost,
Yeah.
but the body looks like an acoustic guitar. Does that make sense?
So it looks like a Telecaster or Strat. Did you say Strat or Tele?
Strat, yes.
Okay, so it looks like a Strat, but it's a acoustic guitar.
Yes. I'm about
So
to
it's like
just pull it
hollow.
up. Okay, dude, I'm pretty pumped on myself. I guessed on Acoustasonic. That is exactly correct.
That's the word. That's the name.
That's the name. So check this guitar out. Whenever it pulls up.
Okay, yeah.
So check this thing out.
And how does it sound?
So I'm guessing it's
Damn.
going for like a semi-hollow sound. I've seen mixed reviews on YouTube about it. I've seen people be like, "This is the coolest guitar ever," and I've
Yeah.
seen people be like, "For the price, only get it as like a toy." It's like, hey, if you're thinking about getting this as like your first guitar, do not do that.
Don't do that.
But it's saying like, okay, hey, I've got some side money. I love guitar. I like playing on just like any kind of guitars, and I kind of want to experiment a little bit. They were like, go ahead
That's
and
the
snag
guitar.
one of these. It's kind of fun.
Gotcha.
But I mean,
And
look how cool
why
they
are they
are.
saying it's fun? Yeah, it looks cool, but like
I think the
I'm
sound
trying
is
to
just
think of like
not.
what the sound is.
I think
Like
the
is it like
sound is just so unique. It's like, hey, if you're just gonna be like a standard player, this is not what you want. But if you're just like,
yeah.
ooh, a weird occasion came up, and I like, or like, I'm just trying to experiment with some sounds, you know what I mean, or something
hmm
like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that's kind of what it's for. But
Oh, something to mention on the Boss Katana too is that the Boss Katana. So I have an electric acoustic. My Martin is a electric acoustic,
and it works for
and
that.
I can play. Yep, I can play on the Boss Katana, and it sounds really good actually.
That's actually
So
pretty cool. Because have you got to test
yeah,
that out on a amp yet? I
I
think
have.
last time we
Yeah,
talked,
and
you hadn't.
I hadn't, but I have since tested it on the Boss Katana, and it sounds really good. So
Nice.
yeah,
No, that
it's
makes me want to
nice.
get. That makes me want to. I have not given up on the dream of getting a guitar, but it is definitely not in the forefront as of right now. Just because I'm
You
on the
gotta
road, you know what I mean. It's just like I.
you gotta get the ES or something because I got a kid coming. You
I
know.
know. I want to get the
So
ES because there's one that's. I want to get the one that's a little smaller though, because I feel like the other one would be a little too big for me. But
yeah,
I do want to get one because I feel like they sound so sick.
they do sound sick, bro.
They sound so
Especially if you can hit
cool.
some blues licks, bro.
Well, that's the thing is like you can
God
play
dang, dude.
good like blues
Yeah.
style guitar on
Yeah.
it, and it just sounds.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing because like you can't just the semi hollow or like the ESs you can play them by themselves, whereas an
Mhm.
electric guitar it sounds cool by itself, but you kind of have to have
Yeah.
you're gonna have to have the rest of the
Yeah.
band with it for it to just kind of
Yeah.
truly work.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to like impress someone with like a solo act, you know
'cause
what I mean?
when you're trying to play a song like on the electric, like you kind of like acoustic, you can play all parts of a song
Well, you can play
for
the
the most
rhythm.
part.
You can play the rhythm to where
Or
it
the
sounds
rhythm.
good.
Yeah.
Whereas electric,
As
you
an
have to
electric,
play lead only
you
for
have
it
to
to kind
play
of sound
lead.
good.
Yeah. But even with some songs when you're playing lead, it sounds weird because you don't have the rhythm with it. And
Right.
like the rest of the band or like the bass. So it's like, all right, I'm hitting, a couple of quarter notes here or whatever, right? A couple eighth notes, something like that. And then I'm resting. And then I'm hitting it again.
Now I'm back.
And
Now
I'm
I'm back.
resting.
Yeah.
Now I'm back. Right. And
Okay,
it's
here
like,
we go
but in
again. Here we
the,
go again.
yeah, in the recording and like the song, like there's something going on. But when you're playing alone, like if you're playing lead, you just got this little parts here and there, and the rest of the time it's just silent, right?
Yeah.
So, but
No, dude, that's pretty sick though. Having the Boss Katana now that you can whip out because this is your first time being able to use the Les Paul, right?
So I had an amp, but it was shitty, and it did not sound good with the Les Paul. I think
Did it
it's
blow
'cause
your
it was
mind a
just
little bit when
shitty
you?
amp.
Did it blow your mind a little bit when you first started on the Boss? Were you like, okay,
Yeah,
this makes
yeah.
me want to play a little bit more?
Yeah, because like the sounds that I can make now, like in the different effects I can use on the Boss Katana, like I can make some pretty cool sounds, bro. Like sounds that you like hear like in like a song or like a recording or
Right.
something, and you're like, how did he do that? And you're just like dicking off one day, and you're like, oh, I just made that sound. That sounds cool,
Right.
Like, so
Do you play more
it's pretty
clean
cool.
or do you go more distorted every now and then?
Oh, dude, I go distorted all
Go
the fucking
distorted.
time. There's
Nice.
just something about that fucking
That
sound,
like kind
dude,
of
that I just,
crunch a
like,
little
I
bit.
love. Yeah,
Isn't that like the way to describe it? Like
Yeah.
kind of crunchy.
Yeah, it's like a crunch. Yeah.
No, it
There's
is
a
nice.
crunch. There's a crunch setting on there.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
it's-
That's nice.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Like Korn, you know the band Korn?
Yeah.
So I've gotten really into like trying to play like Korn. Which if you listen to Korn, like it's real like just gritty shit, right? Like real like crunch, right? For
Yeah.
the guitar. And so I've been getting into like Korn and like even a little bit of like Rage Against the Machine.
I like that.
And trying to think. Oh, even some shit. What was it? I don't
You
remember
should
what
get
it was.
into. You should learn how to play some Midwest emo riffs. Look those up. There's a certain tuning that you go into. It's like it's FAC, maybe FACBE. Because isn't it? It's EADGBE, right?
Yeah.
That's standard tuning.
Yeah.
Because you only have to change a few strings. So F, you change the top string to F. A stays the same. D goes to C. G goes to E. B stays the same. Lower E goes to C, I think. And you can do some mad, like, there's apparently, like, some certain licks you can run, and they sound so good. And then there's also...
That's my problem is, I'm not that dedicated, because, like, Slipknot, that's what it was, Slipknot. Like, Slipknot does a lot of, like, drop D tuning, and I'm not dedicated enough to, like, to mess with my tuning every single time I want to play Slipknot.
Download, do you have a tuner?
Yeah.
Can you get it to go to drop D? Because like I use the guitar tuner and I can just go in and be like, I want drop D, and then I can just thumb the top string and it'll chunk it into drop D easily.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, I've got a tuner that can do it. I just don't want to do it. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
To be completely honest,
it is fun to mess around.
Not that dedicated.
Well, see, so I was kind of the same way. I was like, I don't want to mess with my guitar, but it is like, so I finally did it, and I'm like, okay, this is fun to kind of learn how to play play songs in the right tuning. You know, when you look up a song, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, you can play it
yeah.
in standard, which is kind of I think I've talked about this before, but on this app you can learn it in either it's like a simplified version or it'll have like the closest to
Yeah.
actual. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the stuff on that.
Are
There
you
was
using
something.
are you using tabs? Is that what you're using?
It's basically so a lot of guitar tuna is mostly they're giving it to you if you want to play it acoustically. So they're giving it to you in
Gotcha.
chords, and they'll give you an occasional tab depending on the song you're looking up. But they're definitely going for okay, you're trying to play this acoustically just guitar.
So yeah, so before I forget, Slipknot. Yeah, it's B. So you're B, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, C sharp.
That's an insane tuning.
Yeah, and that's just like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't have the dedication to do that. So
And
I'll
it's
get
like it wouldn't
close,
even take that much
but
time. You just have to like set the tuner to whatever you want to try to get it to. But yeah, that is
and
a
then
little
you gotta,
it was a little
yeah,
much.
you gotta mess with it. That's why like these professional musicians, professional guitarists, they have multiple guitars, so they can just in between songs. All right, we're going to the next one to drop
Yeah,
D.
give me this one that's tuned
Give
to
me the drop
this.
D.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There was something I was about to run into. I think it was kid related. How are you doing just as a dad right now? As a pre-dad, are you doing pretty good right now?
Chilling, man.
Chilling?
Chilling.
How's Bree? She doing
Yeah.
good?
She's good. Yeah. Minimal illness. Feels she feels good. She
How's
feels
the
all
bump? Are
right.
we showing pretty heavy baby right
Oh,
now?
hell yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, big baby coming.
That's cool. That's
He's
cool.
we're about halfway, a little more than halfway now. He's like on the bigger side.
That's fine. That's
Which
fine. He's gonna be a tall guy.
I'm sure that's a surprise, but yeah, he's on the bigger side right now. But I mean, that's
Dude,
to
what
be
if you
kind of
just birth a
expected.
unit of a kid? I mean,
I
just
really hope I do, man.
I mean, I mean
really
the
hope.
genes are there. What does Bree's dad look like?
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Oh,
No,
dude,
no, no,
this
no, no, no.
kid's
He's
about to
taller
be
than that.
huge.
He's like 6. I think he's 6'3" or 6'4", actually.
Oh, dude, your
He might
son's gonna
close
be
to my
massive,
height.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
their
fine.
side, so like they're the
You
men
just
of their
birthed a
family.
linebacker or a tight end.
Yeah, yeah. The
Travis Kelce.
the men of her family are like, so like her little brother, he's 19 years old, and he's like as big as I am, like without even like hardly trying. Like like I had to work. I used to be like 180, and I had to work to get to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Right now, he's just like naturally just 200 pounds.
Where do you guys get
Like-
your lankiness from? Just curious.
Dude, I don't know, because like my
'Cause,
dad's
like, Chris
6'1",
isn't
and my mom's
lanky.
5'10". No,
What about like
I don't know.
parents of those two?
My mom's parents are short, and so were my dad's.
How is working out been going for you?
Dude, it's been spotty, but I've been hitting like I've been trying to hit at least 3 days a week.
So I'm
So
back.
hitting, like, are you?
I'm back, but I'm ready to. I want to get stronger again. I want to
Yeah.
actually work out to, like, get to a higher weight limit instead of just like getting to a weight and being like, all right, this is fine with me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I feel like that's what's keeping me from actually getting any size. Is just me being like, all right, we're just gonna stop at what's comfortable. I'm gonna be able to go to the gym and just kind of like do the workout, not be stressed. Just like, okay, do my
You gotta
sets.
put the croutons on, my guy. You gotta
I
put the
do,
croutons
dude. I know.
on.
I got to get back to, dude. You know what I wish, dude? I just wish I could work out with you again. Honestly,
Come on, bro.
I know, dude. It
Come on
sucks. I just
down.
like, the thing is, I tried working out with someone else too, and like it was fine. Like it was great. It was okay. But I'm like, this is
Just don't
just
have that
not the
chemistry,
same
bro.
as just
Yeah, you
trying
don't
to
have the
get.
chemistry.
It's not. It's like it's.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the thing was. You know how me and you would talk the whole time and lift.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
just like headphones, and we'd be kind of be like, "What'd you say?" Okay. Yeah. And like, and the thing is, like, we were both good with that because I was at a point in my life where I was like, okay, I don't want a workout partner. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
talk to you. I only have limited time to work out. I got to be in here hour 15 and get out of here. And so that was good
Yeah.
for the time. But I'm like, dude, I just miss like going to the gym for 2 hours, 2.5
Yeah.
hours, and just like being there.
It's not like a social event, but it's like,
But it's like I'm hanging and I'm
It's a
getting
hangout.
and I'm
Yeah.
getting better.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I can't be mad that I'm spending more time here because the more time I spend here, just the more weights I'm going to lift.
Yeah.
And so it's just like
Yeah.
tough, dude. And you just miss like the laughs when you're just lifting.
Come on, bro. I got a garage, baby.
No, dude. I wish I
Get
could just get
after it.
you. You know what I think we should both do, dude? This is my honest
What?
opinion. Here's what we do.
All right. Let's
As
hear
soon
it.
as Big Bob decides he's done,
Okay.
we pack up
Back up.
and we head to KC.
I could.
Not like dead KC, but we find an area close.
Yeah. I could potentially. I could potentially see myself doing that. Yeah.
We leave this world
Yeah.
behind. We find some nice properties.
Sounds like we're like Romeo and Juliet here.
No,
Let's
listen
run
to
away.
this. Listen to this. This is what's this is what we need to do because it could happen because this could all be streamlined. So
Mhm.
we run our current situation, but then we're so close that we just also have an in-home studio. I mean, who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I mean, it could be sick.
I like the thought. I like the thought.
It's pipe dream, but what if? It's a what if scenario.
I don't think it's a pipe dream. I think realistically, at some point in the I'm not gonna say that the near future.
Here's what I'll say: you don't die in Conway, okay? You promise me that.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking. I think that in the next, I'll call it 10 years. In the next 10 years, we will be back in the same city.
I think so too.
Whether it's Conway or somewhere else,
We'll
I
be
think
there.
we will be in the same city again.
I think we will as well.
Yeah.
I find that
And then
very likely.
And then the gym, the garage gym, hopefully by that time the garage gym will just be like pumped to the freaking max. It's like the whole entire, it's not even in a garage anymore. It's like the entire, 1,000 square foot space just dedicated to the game.
And who's to say that the garage gym doesn't lead to a gym chain that we create? Who's to say?
Come up with your best name right now.
We're Jim's house.
Jim's. Oh, perfect.
I mean, we're Jim's house, dude. And if we're really feeling dirty, you know what we call it? We are the Reg. This is Reg Gym.
Ah, yeah, this is Reg. Yeah,
this is the Reg, and we become just a beautiful gym. And we build it on just raw grit. It's nothing but there's no machines. We dedicate ourselves to being a no machine gym.
Just no machines, yeah.
All free weight. We're talking flat bench. We're talking incline. We're talking 4 declines because every gym I go to has 1 decline. There's going to be the most declines because there's so many guys out here with no lower pec, and they're like, "Why don't I have a lower pec?" And it's like because there's 1 decline machine in your gym.
There's 1 decline.
And you're never hitting that decline, and you've got to hit the decline. That's one tip I give to everybody. You got to hit the decline. If you're not declining,
I need to hit the decline.
You do have to hit the decline. It literally builds. It literally is what gives you the cup. If you want to get a boob, you got to decline.
Well, some of us
get it on
accident because they get surgery and have a rod shoved in between their chests.
That's tough. Some people are given the shorter stick. You are on the end of. You have an excuse, but you're getting there. I have faith that one day.
I have what I was saying is I have a cup on one of them,
but one is
remember
not.
They had to raise up my up my pec, so I look like I got a titty over here.
I have to apologize for probably the years that I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna push you the hardest I've ever pushed you on chest in the gym."
But that's the thing, though, is I
they
needed
were probably
it
like, "Hey, you
because
should not
for
have
so
needed that."
long, no, because for so long, like I sat there and I was like, "Dude, I just can't do it. I just can't do it." It's
But
that
you did
negative bullshit, and you were over here and you were like, "Dude, you realize?" No, yeah, I told you this. I told you this story. I think I told her on here. Like I just out of nowhere, her Bree's brother just came over one day and like he's like, "Hey, you want to lift?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure. We got the garage gym. Like, let's do it. What do you want to hit?" He's like, "Let's hit chest."
I love when people
he's like
tell me
over
to
here
hit
talking,
chest.
and he's like over here talking like, "Oh yeah, I can get 225 and like all that stuff."
You're like, "No, you can't."
And I'm like, "Dude, like I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I rep like 135, 155, 165, and like call it a day usually, right?" And then I go over there and hit 225 for like several reps, and I was like, so
I'm God.
where I'm going with that is all of my shit that I used to talk about. Oh, I can't do it. No, that's bullshit, bro. I could. I was being a little puss.
No, you could, dude. You're strong.
That was a problem.
You're a big guy. You got it.
I wouldn't say I'm a big guy, but
hey, you don't give yourself enough credit on the size. I don't think either of us do, honestly, because I don't know. Either people are being too nice to me and gassing me up, or I'm actually putting in the right amount of work. Because there's been multiple scenarios where I'm like feeling like I'm just like, I don't think I look that great. And then people are like, "Have you been working out?" And I'm like, "Let's go, let's go."
It's
I
it's
have been
it's
working out.
that body dysmorphia, dude. It's that when you get in there, you're never satisfied. It
It
doesn't
is really,
matter,
you are just never satisfied,
you know?
and I think that is a good thing though. I think that you should. I mean,
Yeah.
you should hit a point though. There's like there's a line I guess where you can hit a point where you're like, okay, I am good
I'm
enough, of
where I want to
course, like just
be.
for your
Yeah.
mental health. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that is
Yeah.
nice to just have that like,
Yeah.
no, this is not good enough. I could also get better. I could
Well,
improve on this.
that's where like I mean, like I said, I mentioned earlier, like I mean, you remember, like, dude, like I was like, I'd say 180. I was like 175, and I got up to 200, and I was I gave myself a moment where I was like, hell yeah, 200 pounds. I finally hit it, right?
Right.
But then it was like straight to, all right, now let's hit 225,
No, definitely.
and I was like let's add on like I added on 25 pounds. All right, let's go add on another 25 pounds, right? And even when I was like 215. I was looking at myself and I was like, I look good, but I'm not 225, right? And so like I don't know, it's a weird thing.
No, it is weird too
Right
because
now,
like,
I wish I was 215 and looked like I did,
well,
but
right. It's like because I think it's you basically just said it best yourself. I won't just like basically reiterate what you said, but yeah, I mean, you hit these milestones that you're like, oh, if I could just get to that milestone,
yeah,
and then it's like you get there and you're like, nope, nope, this isn't good
nope,
enough.
nope,
Nope, this
not
isn't it.
done.
This
Yep,
this
not
is
good
good,
enough.
but it's
I gotta
not.
keep
But it's not
going.
what I want. I want
Yeah,
this. I want
yeah,
more because I have
yeah,
proven to myself that I can get to this point. And I think a lot of it is just like it's fun, kind of discrediting yourself, and then also getting yourself proven right in the same scenario where you're like, okay, I think I suck, and then you go lift with someone who either hasn't lifted in a while or you in your eyes you're like, oh, this guy should be pretty strong, and then you show
hmm
up and you're like, oh, I can outlift you by I mean plates of weight. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's just like, or I
yeah,
mean, like I kind of had a scenario the other day where, and I could have just been projecting my insecurities onto my own self, but I roll into this crunch in Buford. I've started going to the one that's in Buford by the DC, so I just go right after work. I bring my clothes with me, bring an
yeah,
energy drink, and just go straight there because it's just
yeah,
more streamlined. Because I was going back to the hotel, driving 25 minutes to the other gym,
yeah.
and that was just
Yeah, that
like I was just
sucks. Yeah,
not good on the time level zone, but I roll into this gym and one of the crunch employees, so I hop on incline first. And so I'm going to warm up with a 25 on each side.
hmm
And so I'm putting on 125. The crunch worker's like 25. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, is this your first set? And I'm like, yes, it is. And so in my head, I'm like, I think this guy is about to pull like the let me try to like coerce you into like like training
the training.
sessions.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't think this guy understands. Like, I understand how to work out. So I like
yeah,
really proved my point. And so I was like purely not planning on like throwing on that much weight. But I did 45s on incline and then I moved over to decline and purposely did 185 for like a long time. I was like, fuck this guy. I was like, we're about to do 185 8 times. I was like, fuck this guy. I was like, I'm not letting this
on
guy get the best of
decline
me.
too.
Yeah, dude, I was pissed.
Jeez,
I was
man,
mad, dude.
you were out for blood right
Yeah, I was
there.
pissed off because I was like, this guy thinks I'm small. You know
You
what
know?
I've gotten on a couple projects now, which is really just like it just makes my head the size of Texas. Is people have told me they like my style, and I'm like, let's go.
You're like,
Like that
hell
shit
yeah,
fires me
brother.
up because I'm like, I mean, I just kind of like I feel like to my core, like I just kind of dress like I would like to dress, which makes me feel good when someone compliments that. It's not like, oh, I'm like dressing to to appease to a certain crowd. I'm just like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
how I would like to dress. This is comfortable for me. It's how what makes me comfortable. I think this looks good. And then when someone's like, hey, I noticed that you're dressing tight, I'm like, let's go, dude. So that's just kind of like, I don't know, dude. You know what? Let us be a little self pompous for a second. You know what I mean? It's nice to have people compliment you and fuck you if you do not like being complimented because it's nice.
This, I mean, it's one of those things.
And
Like,
especially if it's from a stranger because it's like that's the highest compliment
yeah,
because you know it's
yeah,
not fake. Like why would
yeah.
a stranger be
There,
like,
nobody's lying
oh,
to you. Yeah,
why would a stranger be like, I like your shirt if they didn't like your
yeah,
shirt?
yeah. Exactly.
So you're like, oh, you like my shirt? Thank you.
Thanks. I
And then
like
it's one of
my
those things
shirt.
where you're like, I wore this shirt today because I like this shirt. And you
Yeah.
come here.
Yeah, give me a hug.
No,
Yeah,
give me a
yeah.
hug, man.
No.
No, man, it really is nice. I mean, can you
No, yeah,
deny
it's
getting a
nice.
compliment? Compliments are beautiful. They're
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice. I will say I don't know how to take a compliment most
Neither
of the
do
time,
I. I hate them.
but I do
They
appreciate them.
make me feel uncomfortable, but I love them at the same time. I'm like,
Yeah.
please stop telling me I'm great because I think I suck. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you're making my thoughts different. Quit.
Yeah.
You're making me seem
You're messing
invalid.
with my psyche.
You're
Quit
making me
it.
think that I'm actually good when I know I'm not.
You're
No.
lying to
Like that's
me.
the thing. Like it's you need those people. Those people are meant to tell you what they're telling you. So I appreciate them. We're looking at a 16-13 Thursday night football game right now. Has Derrick Henry done anything else? What's he looking at right now? I'm not connected
I've
to
not
my
seen
dad's league, so I cannot tell.
I'm not seeing a notification of a touchdown or anything. So, oh, he's at 9. He's got 19 right now. So, what I
Dude,
say?
that is beautiful. 19 on a Thursday?
Yeah, he's gonna get a
Dude,
20 piece.
close him out. I don't even care if the game ends right now. There's 9 minutes left in the fourth. He's gonna get more points because Tennessee has the ball right now.
Yeah,
he's not even on the field right now, but that's okay. That's fine.
Damn.
Okay,
It.
some other guy just did not catch the ball, but Derrick Henry would have caught that ball. But that's fine.
That's
That's fine.
Put him
That's
in
fine.
there, dude.
Oh, have you got any kicks yet? Any movement? I think we were close to movement last time.
Yes, she's felt some movement. I've not felt any.
No movement on your end though. You haven't got any.
Yeah, he's not quite big enough to really move around on the outside, like move the skin on the outside or
right.
But she has felt him move around.
So what develops first, the dome?
Dude, I don't know, bro. We were late to the party.
You would think you would start with the head, right? Or do you think it all grows center out?
I think it all goes center out. Like the heart is one
Isn't
of the
that
first
crazy that you create organs in your body as a woman?
Dude, what was wild though is when I saw the heart on this last one,
That's
saw
so
that
crazy,
fucking
dude. Just beating away.
It was crazy. Yeah.
That is so wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Have you all landed on a for sure name yet? You don't have to say it.
We have. Yep.
Can you tell me right now?
I can't.
Let's hear it.
Rhodes Montgomery.
So you did land on a for sure Rhodes Montgomery.
Yep. Rhodes Montgomery.
RHODE.
RHODE. Yep.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. And then Montgomery is standard Montgomery, like Montgomery, Alabama.
Yep.
Let's go. Yep. Rhodes Montgomery Hamley. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It came up with myself actually. So.
I like that. I like that you came up with that.
He can kick both of our asses. Talked about it though. So I told she doesn't necessarily want him to go play football.
That's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Here's what I'll say. Keep him in. So
unless he's a unit.
This is what my aunt did, and I kind of as a younger kid, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I was like, "Oh, that makes total sense." They have him play flag football all the way up until 9th grade.
So you don't risk.
So you kind of okay when they're definitely in puberty, you're not just punching their fucking head into the ground.
Yeah. That makes a little bit of sense.
And that's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because, those kids are fucking fired up, and it's does football help them just, get their shit out? Who's to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was my problem with football is, I couldn't, I couldn't channel my aggression or anger well enough yet to really let it all out on the football field.
And, I think that's for psychos. That's for defensive psychos. I think if you're an offensive player, you do not have any aggression towards anybody. You're just I just kind of want to score touchdowns. I'm kind of in it for the glory. I want just
I didn't want the glory. I wanted glory.
I love scoring. I was purely in it to score. I was like, give me $4.99, dude. I want to score so bad. I want to score right now. No, dude. I think how are you feeling right now though? What is your baseline feeling? Are you just excited right now? I feel like you got to be excited right now, right?
It's there's
a little mix. You're nervous, of course.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be nervous about raising a child?
It's a mixture for sure. Because there's some stress involved too.
I think once you hold it in your arms, you're gonna feel all that just go completely away.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be
what people keep saying, but it's
this is my guy.
It's easy it's easy for people on.
Oh, it's an easy outside looking in.
Yeah, it's like, like I've got the man in the arena quote, or whatever tattooed on me. So like that's
I forget
obviously
you
like
have
one of my
that.
favorite quotes, right? And I love that quote, and like it relates to a lot of things in life, and this is like one of them, honestly, where it's like everybody from the outside is kind of like talking about, oh, don't even stress, don't even think about
Oh, like it's
this,
gonna be
like
the greatest thing ever, right?
yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's easy for you because you've done this before,
You've either done
right?
it or you're not about to go through it. So
Or
you're just like
yeah, you're not, yeah,
you're like, hey dude,
so you
calm
can't
down, you're fine.
comprehend, or yeah, but like I'm in it right now, and I don't know what the hell I'm walking into. I mean,
But I think
hell,
that's a
the
good
first
thing too. I think it's kind
appointment.
of like it's like a I don't even know what is like beautiful in the madness. I don't even know what to call it, but it's like
They say ignorance is bliss
yeah, ignorance
sometimes,
is
and
bliss, right?
it's kind of like, yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
and so it's
know.
like
You don't know, and that's the
I don't
greatest
know.
thing is like because when it comes in
Yeah,
here and you hold it in your arms, you're gonna be like, oh, I think I know now.
yeah,
All I know
yeah,
is you may not know anything, but you know one thing is that you're gonna protect this little thing in your arms with like every ounce of your being. So you're just like,
yeah,
that's what I got to do right here.
yeah. That is my job now.
But no, we'll wrap up here soon. I know you've got a semi
We've
fully pregnant girl to take
hit
care
two
of.
hours,
I
dude.
say I know it was fun. I was just about to
First time
say
in
it
a
was
long
a
time.
it was really fun. I enjoyed basically every single minute of this discussion. I don't feel like there was a point where I was like, okay, let me force a topic real quick. Let me just like bring up
Yeah, no,
something
this
random. I
is
feel like we got all good discussion in here. Um, I say we just start doing this, and then at the end we'll go. Welcome to an episode of Sorry I Spaced Out. Hope you enjoyed this one. And this will be the October episode, is what this will be called. We'll just call this the Welcome Back to Us. We're gonna scratch the last two probably. Fuck them. Who wants to hear them? Not me. It's all old
I don't even
news.
remember
It's
what we
it's it's
talked
Roman
about.
Empire shit. We've already talked about it. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. Everyone's already heard enough about it. We would just
Yeah,
be late to the party. So welcome to the most recent episode. General catch up. You learned about basically everything. Working out.
anything and everything.
Truman's
Yeah,
son is closer than you think it is. And that's just I was
fantasy
just that's
football.
the that's what I'll close this out on. Is time is flying by. If this makes y'all feel any worse, I think episode 31 was New Year's resolutions, and we are only on episode 50. So 20 episodes in between the last time we were at New Year's. So think about that for a second. And we're about to do the next New Year's resolution episode already. So we will leave you with that. And thank you for listening. So peace
Yeah,
out on that one.
peace out.